Overpaying for luxury property. Let's have a look. Good morning everyone, Florian.Heise here, stein of coffee in hand, and I thought we'd have a look at this interesting article from the Financial Review, where a buyer is discussing overpaying, or potentially, I suppose I overpaid, for a luxury property in West End. Now before we go through this article, let's just jump over here. I've got here on my right that I'm looking at, guys. This is the property in West End, and it sold on the 20th of May for $1.6 million. So we can have a look here. I mean, West End this is in Brisbane. This is in Brisbane. We'll jump here. I mean, there you go. You've got 1, 2, 3 bedrooms, a little study nook. I bet you that's the type of thing. See this study nook, guys. This is one of those windowless bedrooms that they'll often rent out to. I just hate them. So you've got a bathroom here, an ensuite. A shared bath. Got a little robe. Got access to a balcony out there. It'd be hard to get in there, wouldn't it? You wouldn't be able to get there at all. You've got a little laundry, a nice dining and living, kitchen here, and a meal there with a big balcony and a barbecue. Got a good walk-in robe. I don't mind what they've done here with the bath. That's a nice little trick to hide the toilet there. And we've got what's this? An MPR. I've never heard of that. Meeting place. Media room. Is that what they're calling the media room right near the entry? We'll have to see, guys. We'll have to see. So here we go. I mean, there's the balcony, guys. That's the view there that they took from the neighbours. We can see here with the nice finish. Oh, I'm not happy with that detail. Yeah, no. Simple, clean. There's your view with high exposure. Yeah, there you go. See that what they have here. These are windbreaks. Windbreaks. Nice. It doesn't look as big, does it? When we see it in the views here. Look how small this little outdoor kitchenette is. There you go. Wood finish. There's your. Is that your study nook? No, that's something else. Nice bedrooms. I mean, 1.6 million, guys. You're not getting much square meterage there, as in space to use for it. I mean, it's right in the heart of Brisbane. Well, here you go. Yeah, here it is. Just on Duncan Street. Now, the funny thing is, see here, Kurupa Street. I used to have my office right here in Kurupa Street. So we know this area very well. There used to actually be a bikie den right here, just up on Bailey Street. Or was it on the laneway? Yeah, but there was, and the coppers would come and raid it all the time. And I remember when they were building all of this stuff here. This unit is one of a ton of many other units in this centre, this development here. Sure, it's the penthouse, but $1.6 million? Wow. I mean, and you zoom out. Okay, now the problem with living down here is you don't have much access to public transport, and getting in and out of here, particularly during peak or rush hour, can be quite a pain, actually. It can be quite a pain. We actually moved from Kurupa. We went further out to Yeronga. There we would get. This is when we first got an office there. We got a bit of warehouse space there, to be all funky and cool. But I don't really miss it, to be honest. And now we're working at home. Let's have a look to see a few more pictures. I mean, it's a nice little place, but I'm of a different, I'm a approaching middle age family man. You could hear the young children talking. Sure, you don't really have any parks or any children around here, and it's all just nice, the black finish there. That's going to date pretty well. I think I wonder if I know the interior designer that worked on this. So there you go. There it is. So that gives us a bit of an understanding of it. Let's have a look at this article where the seller is saying that he overpaid. So we speak to the team behind last week's most intriguing property sale. A 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 3-car park penthouse apartment at 101745 Duncan Street, West End, Queensland, sold after auction for $1.6 million. Who was the agency? It was Luke O'Randall from Bray White, West End. The vendor declined to be identified. Well, I mean, you wouldn't want it, would you? How long was it on the market? So 6 weeks on the market. And this would say is the upper end. Definitely the upper quartile here in Brisbane. So why did this one sell? Because we auctioned it. What? That's a stupid answer. The vendor, good value. Was it overpriced? O'Kelly, no. And the vendor, the fact that I was looking for 1.7 million and got 1.6 is it's only worth what someone will pay for it. I suppose it was priced at the time at the higher end. So what did you think it would go for? So they thought it would go for 1.7. Both of them thought they'd go for 1.7. So it didn't reach it. It didn't reach it, guys. This upper end. 1.7 million? I mean, you're paying for the views. Your views here can never be built out where you are. That's the advantage. They can never be built out. And, you know, if you've got 3 car parks, you're not going to be the type of person that worries about public transport, going to and fro. I guess you could go down here to the park here and catch the ferry over to the university if you wanted to. I'm just thinking from the time of... Frogs Hollow, what is that? The time of getting around. So, what was surprising about it? So, the vendor. I would have had no problem achieving 1.7 million if I put it on the market before Christmas. I've read about lots of expats coming back to Australia from abroad because of the pandemic. I thought I would get lucky with getting a good price with so many professionals coming back. It's an ideal apartment to work from home in Australia. I think the pandemic has knocked the gloss off it. Work from home? Well, okay. I mean, I'm a bit different here. We're a different part of our life, I guess. You know, I'm an architect. Technically, I'm meant to be a professional. I may not sound it half the time. But, I mean, where I'm here, this is what the former owner, he built a little tiny studio on the back for music production. You know, I think they advertised it as a bedroom here. And it's perfect. It is perfect. Because out there, I've got all the laundry and other spaces, and I actually walk outside before I get to the house. So it gives me a bit of a buffer from everything. But it's also why you'll hear the kids screaming around, because they're playing in the backyard. So, but, you know, where could you work from home in here? Let's have a look at the plan. I guess kind of like this little study here. That probably would be good for a recording studio. You wouldn't have the sound issues that I've got here. The problem is if you've got plumbing installation from the floor above or someone using the toilet, it might affect that. And the laundry too. I guess, you know. Or you could work on the balcony. That'd be nice. So, we ended up getting a premium price for the property. The market in West End hasn't really changed as a result of the pandemic. 1.62 million is a great outcome, if we're talking pandemic or not. West End is a market that hasn't seen capital growth for the past 10 years. Okay, West End is a market that hasn't seen capital growth for the past 10 years. Past 10 years, everyone. And you know why that is. You know why that is. I'm going to bring up to show you just the number of unit developments that are going up in West End. This is one of the annoying things of having your office right there. We were in the trendy part of the city, but it was all getting gentrified. They were demolishing everything and putting apartments everywhere, guys. It was horrible. It was just horrible. Traffic was a nightmare. So what we'll do is, I'll turn off this stuff here. We'll zoom in. We will zoom right into the city here. Something's going on. They're annoying each other. So if we zoom in here, you can see this is West End, guys. Okay? Look at all these apartment buildings here. Look at all this stuff. This is 2000. We'll go back to 2001. Look at that there. Look at that there. Industrial, industrial, industrial. Where's my office? I think we were... Where were we? We were here. We'll have a look. We'll see 2001. I wasn't here in 2001. So there we go. Yep, it's replaced with the storage place. Can you still see the Heise Architecture left over from the side? And there you go. Look at this guy. We were in the back of this building here. Look at all the stuff that came us. This wasn't here. This wasn't here. This wasn't here when they were there. They built that one right behind our office as we were doing it. So you're hearing the pile drivers all day. And then you've got this one here. That's completely new. That's new. That's new. And all of this traffic, most of it is coming through this little road. coming through this little road. So, yeah. So the vendor flew across in 2014, fell in love with it and bought it. When I first saw it, I thought, this is it. I've died and gone to heaven. It stood out to me. Coming from Ireland, everything is more enclosed because of the weather, whereas in Brisbane, everything is outdoors. The flow continued out onto the balcony. I paid $1.7 million. It was expensive, but one of the bonuses of coming from Europe was the currency was stronger. The Aussie dollar was a bit of a bonus for me there. The dollar is monopoly money at the moment. The US dollar is so strong, it is literally 20% more buying power than 2 or 3 months ago. That all played into my decision to sell. As a location to live, you can't beat the lifestyle and the proximity to the city. But as an investment, if you're putting the money anywhere else, arguably his investment of $1.7 million would have been worth substantially more. There is a lot of industrial and commercial space on Montague Road. There are another 2,500 apartments that will go up over time. When you have new stock coming up onto the market continually, it's very difficult to get capital growth. Yes, and we're definitely seeing that, guys. That sector's taken a huge hit. But you said you thought the market was strong enough to pay 1.7. Oh, Kelly, I do. I also think that 80K was within the margin of error. When you look at West End more generally, it is rare to find a seller that makes a significant amount of money in apartments. The one-bedroom apartment market is the hardest, where people are losing 10 to 15% of their purchase in resales. And then you've got to add all the other costs associated with that, guys. The bigger the apartment, the more they're holding their value because there's fewer of them. West End would be flooded with one-bedders, guys. And another issue is this suburb is within the catchment of Brisbane State High. So there's a lot of people that want to go there because it's one of the best, the best public school in the state. State high school. So they all compete to get there. Puts more pressure on these type of properties. Vendor. So many apartments have gone up in West End, I suppose I overpaid. But the other penthouse apartment that's similar to mine hasn't got an extra bedroom. They paid the same as I did at that time. There's a few people that have overpaid. It's one of those things. I've had some money from property in the past. You've got to take it on the chin. Yeah, so he knows what's going on. Was the buyer a returning expat? No, that whole idea went pear-shaped. It was the opposite. It was a couple who were looking at going overseas for a couple of years. They were looking at selling where they're living, but keeping a foothold in West End. On all fronts, I was completely wrong. Well, there you go, people who are looking at heading overseas. Did you reckon we'll see another result like this next week, next year, or never? O'Kelly says next cycle. This first half year is the opportunity. It has been the time to sell. The second half of 2020 is going to be a lot tougher market. It's going to be a while before we see sales results of this caliber. On my bloody luck, it'll be an expat coming next week with lots of Australian dollars and he'll pay a premium. So the vendor's a bit miffed. Oh, well, he understands what's going on. So there you go, guys. There you go. Some interesting insight. And what I think is particularly interesting is just that no one has made any capital growth in this suburb, which I'm not surprised. What we'll do is we'll just jump in. We'll go, okay, so what I was showing you was kind of the poorer apartments, guys, near where my office was. We'll go around here and we'll have a look to see some of these trendy ones. And there you go, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The full horizon is full of apartments, and people expect to make capital growth on these investments. I wonder all the people that are doing that, negative gearing trick, like our teacher in the previous article that had 6 of them, and were banking on negative growth, capital growth. Sure, good luck. I mean, everywhere. There's a really good food supply there, Mega Continental, we used to go to, get olives and things like that. Oh, and a little night owl there. There you go. I tell you, I do not miss working in that. I do not miss the commute. This is all that's going through my head now, seeing the commute that I used to suffer and work in this area. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and you'd like to support the channel, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us via using our affiliate links at Amazon or eBay or Independent Reserve and Kucoin. You can buy our merch from HeiseSays. You can use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint. And thank you to the person who gave a generous donation yesterday. I appreciate it. And you can also use PayPal. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the next video.